Have you ever wondered how accurate and repeatable your results are? With the O-Inspect right here, we are using a cast iron base and all stainless steel components to make sure that our machine is mechanically stable from the get-go. In addition to that, the whole machine is calibrated in a 3D volume, so no matter in which axis you want to measure, you always get repeatable and accurate results. To add to that, you can choose from up to 3 different sensors, which are all fully calibrated to each other. So no matter which technology you want to use on that system, your results will always match each other. But now that we've talked a little bit about the theory, I would like to give you a little trick that can make your results even more repeatable and even more accurate.
One thing we can do to improve the repeatability of our measurements is to use a so-called referenced autofocus point. In this example, we want to make sure that our two lines are always measured at the correct height. To achieve this, we have created an additional autofocus point and connected it to our two lines. By default, this autofocus point is always measured at the location of its nominal values. So if the next part we want to measure has some sort of deviation in this area, it could happen that we are no longer able to measure the point at the correct location. To avoid this, we can add 2 additional points that we can then use as a reference. In this example, we will create one point as a reference in the X and another point as a reference in the Y direction. Once this is done, we can double-click our autofocus point and add a so-called formula to it. To do this, we right-click the nominal value and select Formula. Now we need to highlight the reference point that we created before and double-click the axis that we want to use. Once we confirm this with the OK button, the nominal value will be highlighted in yellow, which tells us that the formula is now used to calculate the position of the point. We could also add a second formula to the x-axis and do some calculations to move the point to a specific location. Another trick we want to talk about is the feature search function. In this example, we want to measure the diameter of the circle. But what happens if the size or the position changes? To simulate this, I will slightly modify the nominals and run the measurement again. As we can see, we are no longer able to measure the full circle, which can negatively impact the repeatability of our measurements. With the feature search function, we can work around this problem. By activating it in the strategy window, we are now able to automatically compensate for deviations of the position or diameter without changing any other settings of our inspection plan. This way, we can ensure that our results are always stable and repeatable. By implementing the tips and techniques we've discussed in this video, you can significantly enhance the quality of your measurements. So go ahead, apply these tips, and unlock the full potential of your CMM. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.